Hi there, welcome. It's Coach Julie. Thanks for listening, and thank you for the feedback we've had. I acknowledge that, and I am grateful of the couple of subscribers that have come on board. So for this week, it's the next in our series, How to Solve the Biggest Struggle in Your Professional Life. And this week we're focusing on the concept of trust. And I'm drawing on a lot of work done by Stephen M.R. Covey in a book called The Speed of Trust, which I highly recommend to you. He did some wonderful work, and one of the aspects of what he did was breaking down trust into very understandable, easy-speak concepts. Because in life, trust is that elusive thing. You try and describe it, but sometimes it leaves us lost for words. But it's something that actually is at the core of everything we do and who we are and our relationships. And in that sense, it sometimes is at the core of a lot of struggles that we are dealing with, but they demonstrate themselves in other ways. So let's look at what trust is. Trust is basically a mix of our character and our competencies. And we can look at it like a huge tree with these really extensive roots at the base, a solid trunk, and then foliage at the top. And trees can look really, really formidable, or they can look shaky and barely alive, windswept and ragged. So it's up to us what we want to look like in life and how we want to behave. And so a solid tree has solid foundations. It's the character of the trees under the ground, the integrity of the trees under the ground. It gives it nourishment. And our integrity is really about how congruent we are, how well we align with our behaviors and our intentions, what other people believe about us from who we are. And then visibly above the ground are more demonstrable things like our intentions, our capabilities, what we've done, and then the results, what we've achieved historically, what people see in our path. And so if we align our competencies and our character, we come up with a thing that looks like trust. And when we give our trust, it's a very valuable thing, and when someone offers us trust, it's extremely valuable. But in life, I guess you've often heard, like I have, the phrase, "Oh my God, I trusted them and they let me down." Or, "I thought you were my friend, I trusted you." Or in business, "I trusted them to do the right thing and they didn't follow through." Look, in each and every one of those instances, that's about us evaluating how trustworthy the other person was or the other group of people were. And it's up to us, it's in our self-control, to become more self-aware and start evaluating people before we give their trust. And so we need to look at their character, their integrity, their congruence, and then we need to look at the very measurable things, their intentions, their capabilities, and their results. How competent are they in life? What competencies have they demonstrated? And likewise, other people need to do that with regard to ourselves when they're actually giving us trust. So this week I'd like to leave that with you. How are you actually following through in your life? How trustworthy are you really? And when you give your trust, to what degree do you take on board the responsibility for that? To what degree do you actually evaluate and look at who you are giving your trust to and evaluate whether it's in the right circumstances or not? For this week, I'd like to leave the concept of trust with you. It's huge in our life. It needs a lot of reflection, and we need to demonstrate what we're doing with regard to our responsibility and commitment towards offering our trust, and then how we follow through and deliver if someone trusts us. Pretty big stuff. I'd love your feedback. I'd love to hear from you. How has trust played out in your life? And in looking at it with the tree and the roots, have you had any new awareness about what it is that you've done with trust in the past that you could do differently in the future? I'd like to leave it with you. It's something that can really grow because we've broken new ground here, excuse the pun. And let's work with trust in all our relationships. That's it for now. Bye.